right, good day Westmount, grade 8s. So this is just a quick video. Some of you are a little confused still about what to do with the cell diffusion collaboratory data collection stuff, how to do the spreadsheet, make that graph, and then for your write-ups. So I'm going to go over it once more in a video form so you can follow along. So the first thing is you open up the responses. At the bottom, there's already several sheets that we've gone through together, so it's half done. The charts aren't very useful, so I'm actually just going to delete them because they're examples of just how to make the charts. They're not the charts that you need. And now up here, I can click File, Make a Copy, because you guys can't edit mine. I might name it Cell Diffusion Data. Okay, so now I have my own copy. It's loading here. Okay. And as we said before, the data that you really want is in here. You make a copy of it so that you're not editing the original. Some edits have already been made, specifically all the green ones. Before we summed the 1 centimeter, this time we had done adding individual cells. Here we use the sum function. So I'll do that one again because it's the most beneficial. We need to do the 2 centimeter sum still for both the 5 and then the 10. And they are every 4 places. So it's okay to do this where we do hit equals, and you can see right there it pops up. You type the word sum, open the bracket, and we're going to be summing the width of remaining purple for 2 centimeters, which is this entire section. All right, now, so because that is basically going to be summing those 4 every time, and I have a consistent pattern, I can copy by selecting the cell, hitting Control-C, or you can go Edit, Copy, as it says Control-C or Command-C, based on your operation, and paste is Control-V or Command-V. And I'm going to paste it at the bottom of every 5-minute section, which is where I already had the other ones. This is going to give me all the sums that I need for the 2 centimeters. Now that I have that done, I need to put it over here where I would really want that data. So here I have 2 centimeter cube sum. This one's already linked, and I just hit the equal sign to come over and link them each. And then you hit enter just by clicking. This one as well, the 10-minute, and the 15-minute, minute, 25-minute. All right, as exciting as it is to watch me link them all, I decided to stop. Now, a lot of you are noticing we have some problems. I'm noticing now, like this one here, this one, and this one are probably all incorrect. Nothing I can do about that, right? We're going to leave the data as is because it's already 2 weeks old. No one's going to remember, and everyone's already made their own copies. So work with the data as it is. It's unfortunate, but it's what happens. Now, if we look back here, the next thing we did was the average. To do the average, it was just the cube of sum 1 divided by 4. Pretty simple. So we do the same thing here by hitting the equal sign. I select the cell that I want, and then I use the backslash and 4 to divide by 4. Because this is an easy formula to just copy down, it's going to do this entire column here. I can grab the little blue square, drag it down, and it's going to give me the average calculations. And you'll notice that, of course, those 2 in the middle there don't really make sense because of those likely data errors. So the next thing is the volume. The volume remaining. It's logical that if this is our average width, it would also be our length and our height. And a volume is length times width times height for a cube. So we've just cubed that data. For this one, I would just drag it down. And likewise, for this volume, I'm going to hit equals, and it's going to be my average width raised to the power of 3 using Shift 6. Alternatively, if you don't want to do that, if it confuses you, just use the multiple sign to do it 3 times. So that you're multiplying the width times the length times the height. You can also drag that guy down and it'll complete your volumes. So this is the volume of the purple at the center of the 2 centimeter cube, right? The outside has been turned into the lightish pink, clear color, and that's it. Next thing we had done with the 1 centimeter was percent. So to do percent, we divided the volume remaining by the complete volume. A 1 centimeter cube is actually 10 millimeters by 10 millimeters by 10 millimeters, so that has a volume of 1,000 millimeters cubed. We copied that down, and those are our percentages. For the 2 centimeter percent, it's a bit different. It is still the volume, but it's not divided by 2,000 because of a 2 centimeter cube. It's actually going to be 20 millimeters by 20 millimeters by 20 millimeters, which gives you a volume of 8,000. And you copy that the whole way down. Okay, so now that we have that in, here's where it gets a little bit tricky. I would actually, maybe I'll do it right here. We just want to make a table where the stuff we want to graph is all available. So I'm going to make this one equal to U, this one equal to the percentage remaining 1 centimeter, and this one's going to equal this one. Now I probably want a similar name, percentage remaining 1 centimeter. This is what's going to show up in my graph. So I'm going to call it percentage remaining of 1 centimeter cubed. We want to give it a proper name for the ones that really matter. And percentage remaining of 2 centimeter cubed. Because it's all the same, I can just copy and drag this down, and it's going to give me all the data that I need. Now everything I want to chart, to put in the graph, is all located together, which makes it far easier to work with. I would highlight all the sections I want, and then click on the Insert Chart button. Gives me these options. You'll notice that it's kind of going straight up here. And it's because I want to use row 12 as headers and use column C as labels. Let's see. There we go. So turning on the use column C as labels because it was showing you the time frame as well, and we don't really want that. A line graph is good. You can see the inconsistencies. The blue descends quite nicely, but the red definitely has some data errors. But if we did a line of best fit, it might show it a bit clearer. So if we go into customize, chart title, good chart title, focusing on what this is showing, right? So this is percent remaining over percent, think it through, but you want something around percent remaining of non-diffused gelatin, if that makes sense, over time. Okay, so make sure you get a name that, a title that makes sense and matches it. Legend on the right we would want because we have 2 different things. Background, if you want white, is fine. Compare mode doesn't seem to change anything. You can play around with these tools and find out what you want. So the horizontal axis title is time in minutes. So include your units. Okay. Slight labels. So nope, that won't work. All right, I found what I was looking for, trend line. So I can put in trend lines. I can look at the linear one and it doesn't really make sense. Exponential. That one does, doesn't it? And you can see it coming down, kind of matching that curve. So if you want to include a trend line, and I'll show you on the red one how that would look, because that's the one where it's needed. Right? So that might work a little bit better for showing the differences if you want to try the trend lines. You can mess around with that on your own to find out which one works best for you. And the other thing I need to do still is my vertical axis, because it should be percentage remaining of non-diffused gelatin. Okay. So you'll notice though that because I keep using the percentage, I don't need it to be that redundant. So if you want to make sure the message is clear across the entire chart and not as redundant, you can remove some of these ideas and focus on the important parts. So I'm going to hit insert, so that's going to give me my chart. It puts it right in my sheet here. I don't really like it in my sheet, so if I click it, I'm probably going to move to own sheet, because now it's down at the bottom and I can find it easily. I can also then easily click copy chart, advanced edit, and some other tools if I want to make some changes to it. Okay, copy chart so that you can stick it in your Word document. All right, well that's everything for the Excel part. You now have it, and it's more about analyzing the questions and considering how the data here, what it tells you about what cells can do. All right, good luck.